Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever this video finds you, I hope you're having a rad time. I'm the Figure Dude, and on today's Action Figure Showcase, we've got Randy Orton. Without further ado, let's talk about some figures. Dude. Welcome back, and we won't waste too much time. We'll get right into it with my Randy Orton collection today. And first here we have the fan takeover Randy Orton, and we voted, the community, the wrestling community, whoever wanted to, voted on this a while back, and this was the attire we went with. I remember SummerSlam being a choice. I don't know what the third option was, but we got this, and I don't know if it was completely accurate. I don't remember when they said this attire was from, but the blue and the gold scheme, I remember being from WrestleMania 20 when it was Evolution. It was Batista, Ric Flair, and Randy against the Rock and Sock Connection. And when he wrestled there, he had white wrist tape. So I don't know exactly where this was, but that's what I think of. A running theme with Randy and all of his figures is that they're all pretty much the same. They've just got different color schemes. So you're going to see that, obviously, throughout this collection video today, but let's move on. Next up, we have a couple of customs. So Randy has gotten a ton of figures, and I'm pretty sure we've gotten an Elite with this yellow, and I don't know if we've gotten green. I know that I was not collecting when they started making Randy's, and they've made a ton of them. So I've got a bunch of customs in my own collection, and first off here, we've got the yellow, and I decided to go, I wanted to do something different because he always has kind of the same figure. So he's got the skinnier arms because that's just kind of what worked better, but he's got the no tape look, which I think is really cool. And then I gave him his bald look just to change things up a little bit. But then the green one is more of what we see normally. So he does have the updated torso with the tattoo on his shoulders, but then he's got that old head scan, and the head scan I think is nice. The paint applications I don't like for a lot of the older Randys, but nonetheless, two cool figures here. Next up are a couple of my favorite Ortons I have in my collection. I've got the SummerSlam Orton, and then this is a custom from Armageddon 2003 when he won the Intercontinental Championship. So that's custom. The Randy, like I said, I'm pretty sure we voted, and SummerSlam was a choice. They didn't say it was SummerSlam. They said it was like the Raw the night after, but that's probably because he fought Chris Benoit, and the less they mention that, the better. Anyway, we ended up getting it in one of the SummerSlam waves, but the actual tights were more of like a pink, maybe like a salmon color. So it works for what it was. And as a kid, it was a very iconic moment for me because I did not see it coming at all. I did not think he was going to win the world title. I mean, going back and looking at it now, you can kind of see it a little more, obviously. But I always liked this attire, and it was before Randy was just wearing black all the time. So all these colored attires kind of like pop in my head and in my memory a little bit more because I can associate them with some of those moments. So two of my favorite Randys here. Next up, again, we've got a custom, and then we have an official release. And the blue tights, I don't even know when he wore those. I think that's Elite 35, I want to say. But I don't like that head scan. I remember, like, I picked this Randy up because it wasn't just black. It was different, but I've tried to Google. I don't know when he wore those blue tights. Part of me thought it was when Batista wore his blue outfit, but that wasn't the case. I don't know. If you know, let me know. I'd love to know. I don't think I ever remember actually seeing him wear those, but nonetheless, it's a fine figure. I'm not a huge fan of that head scan. The custom though is just kind of like I just knew Randy wore blue, and I kind of remember him when he was I think it was like pre-Authority, like kind of post-PG era, like that transition period where he was just kind of doing whatever. But this head scan's from a battle pack, and I repainted it. I really, really like this head scan. I wish that was one that they used more, which I don't think they did very that many times. But nonetheless, some more cool Randys. Next up, we have my authority version of Randy Orton, and then like the kind of COVID Thunderdome Randy Orton. So I forgot that he won the WWE Championship and that he was the US Championship for a little bit. And this look, that long haired look, kind of is in between both of them. For that one, I swapped the head and just I painted up the wrist, so it's a little bit of a fix up. This other one, this other Randy, I kind of wanted him from when he was the WWE world heavyweight champion, whatever they were calling it then. He held both belts. He really was just like a side plot, like a side character as the champion when we were going through the Yes Movement. Daniel Bryan was the big character, Batista was the villain, and then Randy Orton was just kind of there, just with the belts. But you can see here, we finally started getting Randy with the big arms because they were giving him skinny arms. And then it wasn't too long before we started getting double jointed arms. And then Randy went back to having skinny arms again. So you win some, you lose some. I don't mind the double jointed arms. With Randy, with all his tattoos, the pins weren't something that really bothered me. But with the double jointed arms, you can put him in much better RKO poses. So that's a plus. Here we've got two very similar Randys, so these are both customs, and there are some minor differences. The one on the left, so that head scan, I don't even know like exactly what time period I was going for. These decals are from 3XR Studios library, and they fade from yellow to like orange to red, and I just thought they were really cool, so I had extra pieces. I wanted to make that. We'll get up close here. You can see a little better, like you can see it fades. And these were ones, like, again, I couldn't find exactly where that attire was from, but they were so cool, I wasn't going to pass those up for a Randy Orton. This one is a little more specific, so I looked up some reference pictures trying to find, like, a middle ground between Legend Killer and Viper, and this one has, like, it's like an orange-brown, and he was WWE champ, and he didn't have all his tattoos yet, but he still kind of had a buzzed haircut. So that was what I was going for here, was kind of that middle piece, and I'm pretty happy with that one. Here are a couple official releases, and I did make a minor change here. But this is the Top Picks Orton. It is a fantastic figure. The knee pads, I'm pretty sure, are the wrong color. Like the design on them, they're more orange, and I think they're supposed to match the yellow. This is from WrestleMania, I think, when he fought Edge. The head scan is a pretty good one. It's really small. So like next to Matt Riddle or next to other guys, he looks like he's kind of got a pinhead. But overall, I think it's a fine figure. It is $8 at most of my Walmarts, and I've picked up a bunch of them. This other Randy, I didn't even pay. So this was, I don't even know what Elite this was. I think this back here is the head that's supposed to be on here, but this head is the same as the other Randy I was talking about that I really liked, that head scan. And I've been using that for my RK Bro kind of custom, I guess, to put next to my Riddle with his white attire. And then the head's a little bigger, so it looks better next to Riddle, in my opinion. But I like got some fodder pieces with that torso and the knee pads, and then just like piece the rest of it together. So I don't even know how, like, what the official release looks like, but these are just a couple more modern Randys. Lastly, we've just got some Legend Killer Ortons, and this was from, all these are, I mean, they're all Legend Killers, but it was kind of post-evolution. So in the middle here, I think that attire was worn when he lost the Intercontinental belt to Edge. I'm trying to remember exactly when he had his long Intercontinentals had a run, and he was wearing this red and gold when he lost the belt. And then I think he wore it a couple times after he'd won the World Heavyweight Championship, which was about the same period. I don't think he went long without having that belt. So that one is a custom. Nothing fixed up besides the paint on that one. This one is actually the Top Picks, and I just gave him the Legend Killer arms in the head. So he wore this. I had the Jax Classic Superstars, or Jax Ruthless Aggression, that had that attire, and I think it's the like yellow and white, it could be a little bit off, but the top picks were so easy to get, I decided to just make it a real simple, clean swap right there. Because I mean, I think you could also like sneak that into his RK Bro, or not RK Bro, rated RKO look. And then lastly is the WrestleMania 21 Elite Randy we got, and this was the first Legend Killer Elite, I believe we got, the one that started all of them, and this was when we first got Randy Orton with larger arms, and I still think this figure is fantastic. The purple on the tights could be a little bit better. I think it's a little bit dark. It doesn't contrast as well as it should, but overall, an awesome figure, and it gave us all these other, well, I think most of my Legend Killers are all customs, but anyway, that is going to wrap things up for today's showcase. Let's get Randy back here, get them all lined up, and I have plenty more I want to make. I really want to make the teal and yellow attire from when he fought Triple H for the world title. A lot of I want to make like a backlash version of him when he fought Mick Foley. Mostly, I really want to make all those like colorful attires he had, but even some of his newer ones, he's been a little more adventurous color-wise, so plan to get to those, but that's down the road. We've got a lot planned here. Anyway, please continue to like, share, subscribe. Go check out some more of these on the channel, some more showcase videos if you'd like. And remember, you can't buy happiness, but you can buy more action figures. Figure Dude out.